President, on munitions, you posted overnight that the U.S. has a massive amount.
That's right.
You denied that there were any shortages. There is a supplemental request for $21 billion to restock. So why is that request still there? If there's
well, because we need more all the time. I mean, we need more. Look, we gave tremendous amount to Ukraine. The Biden people did. And they were given free of charge. No charge. No charge. Billions, hundreds of billions of dollars. And fortunately, I built up so much during my term. I rebuilt the military and also loaded it up with a lot of stuff. Look, we're not involved from the standpoint we're separated by an ocean, but I hate to see 25,000 young people a month get killed, and that's what's happening. Between Russia and Ukraine, they're losing on average 25,000, mostly soldiers, a month. And, we're working on it, and I think we're making progress.
President, on munitions, you posted overnight that the U.S. has a massive amount.
That's right.
You denied that there were any shortages. There is a supplemental request for $21 billion to restock. So why is that request still there? If there's
well, because we need more all the time. I mean, we need more. Look, we gave tremendous amount to Ukraine. The Biden people did. And they were given free of charge. No charge. No charge. Billions, hundreds of billions of dollars. And fortunately, I built up so much during my term. I rebuilt the military and also loaded it up with a lot of stuff. We have certain types of munitions that are very powerful, that we have virtual unlimited supply. We have others where it's a little bit tighter, and we're getting them in on a daily basis. As you know, our defense companies are building more plants right now than at any point in history. They're building plants for the Patriots, for the Tomahawks, for everything. But we have certain types of munitions, which are very, they may not be as accurate. They may not be, they're not as elite. We have elite too, but we're watching that very closely. But we have certain types which are very powerful and very good, and we have an unlimited supply, and so we're in great shape. But with that being said, we always want more. We have to have more. We have other things maybe come up. Maybe come up and maybe don't come up. Hopefully nothing else does come up. But we're in very good shape. We have literally massive amounts of ammunition. Yeah.
President, on Ukraine, President Zelensky says his country desperately needs long-range missiles or those Patriot missile batteries. Is that something that you're
we want missiles too. When Biden gave him so much, Biden gave $300 billion worth of ammunition. When I left, it was full, and he gave a lot of it away. Now we're rebuilding it, and we're using munitions that are very powerful, very good, but we wouldn't have been using them. We could have used something else. But these are a little bit older type, equally as effective, and it's things that we have so much of. Plus, we have supplies of munitions all over the world that if we ever needed them, we'd take that. We're supplied all over the world, but we're in very, very good shape. Look, we're not involved from the standpoint we're separated by an ocean, but I hate to see 25,000 young people a month get killed, and that's what's happening. Between Russia and Ukraine, they're losing on average 25,000, mostly soldiers, a month. And, we're working on it, and I think we're making progress, but it's a violent, very violent war. There's a lot of hatred in that war, a lot of hatred between the two leaders. I settled 8 wars. I thought this would be maybe one of the easier ones, and it turned out to be the most difficult. But progress is being made.
Ukraine struck one of Russia's largest oil refineries for the second consecutive night during a long-range drone attack on August 6. Ukrainian drones targeted the Slavneftyanos oil refinery in Russia's Yaroslav region, one of the country's key fuel processing facilities. The refinery is located more than 700 kilometers from the Ukrainian border, highlighting Kiev's growing ability to conduct deep strike operations. The Slavneftyanos refinery processes around 15 million metric tons of crude oil each year, making it one of Russia's largest refining complexes. President Volodymyr Zelensky said the refinery plays an important role in financing Russia's war effort and praised Ukraine's long-range strikes. The latest attack followed multiple earlier drone strikes on the same refinery this year, including 4 reported attacks during May. Hours before the refinery strike, Russian forces launched another large-scale overnight barrage of missiles and drones against Kiev. According to Ukrainian authorities, Russia fired 24 ballistic missiles, 4 hypersonic missiles and 115 Shahd attack drones during the assault. Zelensky said none of the ballistic or hypersonic missiles were intercepted and again urged allies to accelerate deliveries of air defense systems. Russian military bloggers claimed Moscow now enjoys growing air superiority across several sectors of the front line in eastern Ukraine. Reports also said Russian bombers once again operated close to the front, dropping heavy FAB series glide bombs on Ukrainian positions. A viral video appeared to capture Russia's deadly Iskander-M ballistic missile being launched during combat operations. Armed with a cluster warhead, the footage reportedly showed the Iskander-M causing widespread destruction during strikes targeting Kiev. Ukraine claimed Russia launched 24 ballistic missiles and 115 jet-powered drones during the large-scale assault on August 5. Powerful explosions echoed across Kiev as Russian forces fired successive waves of ballistic missiles throughout the overnight offensive. Moscow said its forces successfully struck logistics hubs and military supply centers in Kiev as well as other Ukrainian regions. At least 18 people were reportedly killed in Kiev following what officials described as Russia's latest wave of retaliatory strikes. According to President Zelensky, Russia primarily targeted warehouses, critical infrastructure and a railway station during the latest bombardment. Russian drones also reportedly set a Ukrainian armed forces logistics hub ablaze during a separate strike in the Sumy region. At sea, Russian forces also targeted Ukrainian ports, maritime infrastructure and vessels allegedly supporting Kiev's military operations. Ukraine has continued targeting Russia's Wildberries logistics hubs with repeated long-range drone strikes in recent weeks. On August 4th, Ukrainian drones reportedly set a Wildberries logistics facility on fire in Russia's St. Petersburg. Reports claimed 3 separate Wildberries warehouse complexes were struck by Ukrainian drones during the overnight attacks on August 4th and 5th. Ukraine also continued carrying out long-range drone strikes targeting Russia's energy infrastructure across multiple regions.
Upgrade your news experience with the all-new HT app. Download now